What's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to teach y'all how to change your brakes. In my case, I'm going to keep my same brakes on here, but I'm going to teach y'all the exact process on how to do it, some things you will need. Or in my case, I have some things that I do use, so I'm going to tell y'all all about it. I have a pair of old brakes to compress the pistons on the old caliper. You will need a C-clamp or anything that'll compress the pistons. You will need a little nut bar for your tires. You will need a jack stand or whatever you got. This is a jack handle to lift it up and down. Pair of safety glasses, brake lubricant. I use ceramic brake lubricant because I got ceramic brakes. Here I have mechanical gloves, and I have surgical gloves. I use surgical gloves when I'm putting on the brake lubricant. I do have a pair of towels, and then I have a pipe right here, just in case I can just put it on the end of this little nut bar. If I run into some really hard bolts to come off, I can just put that open end right here on the end of this, and it'll give me more leverage to take it off. I have a breaker bar right back there that does the same job as that pipe right there. I can use either one and just hook it up to a socket right here. You will need a pair of ratchet wrenches. So the most used one is a 3/8. The millimeter I'm taking off today off my caliper bolts is 14 millimeter, which is right here where I'll be using. You can check the specifications on what bolts size your car takes, but you will need a ratchet set as well. Now that's pretty much it for that. You will need to go ahead and jack up your car. Go ahead and block your tires up. Set that jack on the car. The key thing is safety, you guys, first. Safety first. Next, go to the car. You want to push those emergency brakes in. In some cases, it might be on the side of your car right there. All you got to do is push that in. You are set to go. So now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and take off that tire. And then we can expose the brakes and we'll get to work. Alright, y'all. What y'all want to go ahead and do, jack up your car, make sure your safety is first. Then turn your wheel all the way to the right if you're working on the passenger side. Turn your wheel all the way to the left if you're working on the driver's side. And you can go ahead and take that tire off. And the two bolts we'll be taking off is this one and this one. Not these, not this one, and not that one, but these right here. Okay? That'll be the two bolts we'll be taking off on 2016 Nissan Altima. It'll be at 14 millimeter. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off right now. Before I get started, for those of you who don't know, this way on a ratchet wrench means loosen, this way means tighten. So, shall we get started? These bolts shouldn't be that hard to take off. They're not torqued too high. Some cars it'd be a little tough because it never came off before. So, in my case, they came off real easy. If you can't, you put some WD-40 or PP dust on it for a little while, and I'll take it off that way. Put these bolts where you can find them. Check the threads on them, make sure they're all good. And now all I gotta do is lift this up, and then we can expose the brakes and check them out. Alright, you guys, now I'm gonna go ahead and take those bolts off. Go ahead and lift it up. Now I'm gonna just set this on the top right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my gloves. All you got to do, push them out like that. Push the other one out. Alright, as you can see, ceramic brakes. If you just clean them off, checking them, just check for any debris, anything like that. You want to check for the size of them, make sure they're not near the end of them. So, the life expectancy of these, probably a year and a half more. I just put them on not long ago, so they should be pretty good. The same way you took them off will be the same way you put them back on. On this side, the little thing right here was on the bottom. On this side, it was on top. So that's an easy way to remember it. I'm going to set this aside. Just inspect them. Even if they're new brakes, make sure you inspect them. In my case, I'm going to clean them off just as I would if I got new brakes. So I'll be right back as soon as I clean these. Alright, you guys. I think I did pretty good cleaning these brakes. As you can see, they look pretty good. Ceramic brakes. I do recommend ceramic brakes. They are really good. As you can see, these lines right here are from where the piston right here has been compressing against the back of the brake pads. If you do have new brakes, you would have to compress this in. I'll show you how to do that. They would not fit in there just as you would as you took it off, because your new brakes are thicker, and you would have to compress this back in. It's pretty easy how to do it. Some of them are real stubborn. Really depend on how much rust and all that is around it. So, like I said, you will need to compress this in. Make sure you clean your brackets out before you install your new brakes. Inspect them. Most brake pads come with new brackets, so you can install those if you want to. And make sure you're good on that. Yeah, really easy. All you got to do is pop them off. Just take them out, put them back in. Just that simple. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next part. I'm going to go ahead and get my brake lubricant out, put them on the back of these. You do not want to put them on that side, the back, around the edges. And a little bit right here, you know, and some on that part right there. So mostly on the edges, and around these parts, and this part. Do not put brake lubricant right here, on any part on this side. Put brake lubricant inside these, on the sides of them. Make sure you lube it down real good. You want to make sure all your brake parts are lubricated real well, so make sure you lube that down, and lube the back side, mostly the edges. And we're going to get started. Alright. Now all you got to do, you don't have to put a lot on here. Most brake pads come with brake lubricant already in the pack. So it's about this size and a little square. Like I said, make sure you lube it down real good. This right here is good enough. This went on the other side, so make sure you put it in that way. Alright, they should be just like that. If they got a little clamp on the end of it, they're not going to go in all the way. They'll go in all the way when this piston right here compress against them. And they'll push in like that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get this next one. If you want to buy this ceramic brake lubricant, you can find it at Advanced Auto Parts. I will list it in my description. So you can find it there. I'll add it to my cars as well. Well, I can't add it to the cars, of course. But it will be in my description, most definitely. Alright, that should be good. I did already lubricate my brackets. All you got to do is put them on the edges or in the inside of them and make sure they're real good, you know. It's not complicated at all. I always put the bottom in first, and then I do the top. Alright, it's already in there. Okay. Another thing you want to check while you at it is your slide pins. Make sure they're well lubricated. One has a rubber end on it, one doesn't. So remember that. The bottom one had a rubber end, the top one didn't. So make sure you lubricate those down and clean them as well. Inspect them. You want to inspect the inside of them as well. The little rubbers. You can clean them out if you want. Make sure they move really good, like this. They should move freely. Do not put any C's on these at all. Any C's is not a lubricant, so that would not be good to put on your guide pins or caliper pins. Like I said, make sure they move freely. Alright, that really concludes your brake job for now. Now you're going to go ahead and move up here. Go ahead and grab your C-clamp and your old pair of brakes. All you got to do, put this end against this part and put this part against your piston. And all you got to do is put it like that. Put it against it. Hold on to it. But before we do this, we need to open our brake cap. So all you gotta do is lift up the hood. Okay, open this up. Find your brake cap, open it up. The reason for this, when you compress this in, brake fluid will come up. So you need to release that pressure to make it even easier to push this in. So as I'm gonna continue doing, as you can see, it's constantly going in. Okay, that is done. All you gotta do is untwist it again. Take this off. As you can see, your piston is compressed inside your caliper. Now you can put this over your new brake. So that's how you compress your piston. Real easy job. Now all you got to do, come back up here. As you can see, some fluid rolls to the top right here. I don't know if y'all can see it real good, but it will rise to the top. Alright, just tighten it back up. Your brake job is completely done. So that is how you change your brakes. If you want to inspect them, real easy job. But make sure to check your guide pins or caliper pins. Check your piston, caliper. Check your brake lines. Make sure everything's good. Check your rotors before you pull off to do anything. Make sure any grease or debris is off your rotors. So that really concludes your brake job. That is complete. For now, I'm going to go ahead and straighten my wheel back up. Put this tire back on. Tighten everything back up. And we're going to head inside the car and I'm going to show y'all how that works. But before I head back to the car to show y'all everything else, I'm going to teach y'all how to put this back on. All you got to do, put it back over there. Just like that. I'm doing this with one hand, so forgive me if I'm messing up. Put your bottom bolt. Okay. Twist it back to the right, tighten it up. But before, make sure this line is not twisted, so we're going to have to take this back off. I'm glad that came up, so that's a lesson. I'm going to put this down for a second, so I can straighten this up. Alright, so you can see the line straight, coming from up there, all the way into this. We got a lot of cars rolling around today. It is a big Thursday. Everybody getting off work. I believe it's 4 o'clock, getting close to 5. Just tighten it up. You do not want to over tighten these. These do not need to be excessively tight, but they need to be torqued to their right tightness. So you need to check online or in your manual to make sure the exact tightness your bolts need to have. I pretty much know how tight they need to be by hand, so if you don't know, you can use a torque wrench. That is the end of that, so you can put your tire back on and everything, and then we'll head to the car and I'll show y'all everything else. Alright, you guys, now I'm going to go ahead and turn on my car. You can go ahead and release your emergency brakes, or if it's on the side, push up to put emergency brakes on, push down to release the emergency brake. Down here, you will feel your brakes sink all the way to the floor. As you can see, mine came back up to me. And just keep pumping them. About 10 to 15 seconds. If your brakes continue to sink to the floor, you have a bigger problem like a leak or something. Check your brake lines and all that. But what we just got done doing, you shouldn't have no problems at all with your brakes sinking to the floor. But now what you want to go ahead and do, first let me go ahead and put my seatbelt on. And then by now your brakes should be feeling pretty comfortable. I'm going to show y'all what we about to do. Okay. What you want to do is drive 15 miles per hour down the road. Stop. Alright, y'all see that? Now you want to do 45. Alright, now stop completely. You shouldn't feel nothing at all but smooth braking, powerful braking. Now you want to go up to 60 miles per hour. Be careful. Do not do this on the road that's 35 miles per hour. Do this on the road that's at least 55. Stop completely. Alright, your brakes should be feeling pretty good. Alright, that's what you want to do straight after you put your brakes on. Go 15 miles per hour, stop completely. Go 45 miles per hour, stop completely. Go 60 miles per hour, stop completely. And then after that, you should be good to go. That concludes this brake job, you guys. My next video will most likely be how to take your tire off and how to put it back on. A lot of people do not know how to do that, so I'm going to teach y'all how to do that. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Share this with someone else. And leave some comments. I want to know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching again. Continue to show support, and I'll continue to show y'all support. I do love all y'all. And that's it, you guys. Hope you enjoy, and I hope you learn. Peace.